Okay, so today's workout challenge then is going to be based on the 4-part challenge and the exercises that we're going to use that. That's the Primal Fitness 4-part challenge that we are doing shortly that is going to incorporate all 4 parks, and we're going to do exercise workouts at each one of the parks, all in one day. What I've done is I've took 10 of the most obscure exercises from the 4-part challenge and put them into a workout which is going to be about 20 minutes long. And each one's going to be a minute on, minute off. So you're getting a good minute rest in between with some instructional and tutorials on how to do the exercises better, being that they are a little bit more obscure and some technique might be incorporated. Do the best you can, get a pen and paper ready, collect your information, so how many reps you manage to do in each round. And yeah, try and keep your form and technique really good. And if you want to hammer it afterwards and you want to push yourself a little bit more, then you'll have your numbers, you'll have the exercises that you've done. Go at it without any rest period, with 30 seconds rest period rather than 60. Break it down however you want to and make it harder. And just push through. Do the best you can. Okay, so the first exercise is going to be a Superman press up. You're just going to bring your hands under your shoulders like so. Reach out to the front, try and touch the ground. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders and push back up into a press position. Lower back down, bring it out again, continues. We're going to do this for the minute and then we'll have a rest for a minute. Go! Down to the ground, hands out to the front, back in, push back up. Make sure you fully extend, keep your back nice and straight, tilt your pelvis, clench your butt cheeks. Lower down to your chest, touch the ground, push back out. Try and get your chest to be the first thing, touch the ground each time. Fully extending the arms all the way up to the top. Nice tight core throughout. Count your reps. So if you haven't so far, count from now. Times it by 3, go. Coming up to the last 10 seconds. Try and keep your arms tucked in and relax there. Taking this minute then to relax and rest, ready for the next exercise. As I said before, each exercise is aiming towards some of the bit more obscure exercises, individual to what we do at Primal Fitness, to get ready for what would be the 4-part challenge, using all 4 of our parks. And the next one then, going to really focus on holding that press position nice and tight, and we're doing squat thrusts. So fire your legs in, and then fire your legs back out into press position. So your legs come all the way in, all the way back out. Try not to leave your bum up in the air if you fire your legs in and out. Try and keep your bum down nice and low, and that will give you into a good position. And we're going in 15 seconds time. So shake off, get your breath back. Five seconds. Fire legs in, fire legs out. Nice and simple. Count your reps, remember. Make sure you're all the way into this position here before you then fire back outwards. You can obviously, that would be the same type of movement, but we're trying to focus on getting nice and tight, bum on your heels, hands underneath your shoulders, and firing back out, and your knees nice and close to your elbows. Keep your core nice and tight throughout as well. Don't want to see that happening. You want to try and keep it so core's in a nice straight line and in a good press position when you finish. 20 seconds left. Seconds. And relax. Get your breath back in, shake off. Try and stand up in between each one. It's a whole minute's rest. Try and shake off. Really allow everything to relax. Next exercise is quite a simple one, quite easy. Burns a bit because it's going for 60 seconds. It's not too bad. That's jumping jacks. So with the jumping jack, to keep the form nice and tight, we want to make sure that we're jumping outwards and not allowing our knees to fold in like this. We want to try and keep the knees out so it's almost like a sturdy squat position. Think about landing with your outside of your feet landing firmly. As you're doing that, from a pencil position, hands up to the side of your head, like so. Right. Nearly time. Shake your arms, legs off. Go. Again, count reps. As I said, nice and simple exercise. So you just maybe getting a bit of recovery in this one. Keep the knees pointed out. Reach your hands all the way up to your head, then back down to your hips. Nice and simple. Obviously, I said about this one being a little bit easier. Well, it might be down to the fact that the next one's not so easy. Coming into the last 5 seconds then, get those last few reps done. And relax. Right, cover the mat for the next one. So the next one is a Spartan Burpee. So loads of different versions of the burpee. This one we're going to try and get our chest to touch the ground and then push up and away using our arms as in a press mode. And yeah, continuously. Make sure you leave your feet leave the ground each time you look up into the horizon, so you know you're thoroughly stood up, and then you're back all the way down to your chest touches the ground. The easier way with this is if you keep your feet nice and wide and then reach down to next to your feet. So when I'm sideways on now, you'll see this because my hands will go down like so, and then I'll use that as space to fire my legs backwards. That's going to give, if you've got good mobility in the hips, this is easier, but that'll give me a nice bit of room to get it done. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Hands down, fire legs backwards, chest to the ground, fire up, feet back to the same position. Looking up, hands up like so. Allow your hands to go down by your feet. They have to be exactly in line, but then you forcibly take the press up down. Just allow yourself to lie down. See a lot of people trying to hold themselves off the ground. Don't think of it as a press up, think of it as a drop. Push back up, fire your legs in, jump up above your head. 15 seconds left. So yeah, obviously checking through the amount of reps you do, keeping a score of each one. If you've got a pen and paper, as I said at the start, write that down. You'll see how many you did. Next one then is a sit-up exercise. It's a Y sit. So we're going to create a Y position with our legs and body. And we're going to use that. Keep the strain onto our abs. Whilst at the same time contracting our abs. So it's a thorough core workout. And yeah, sucks a little bit, but again, count your numbers, see how many you get done. It's on each side, so each time we clap behind the head, behind the leg, behind the head, behind the other leg. Try and touch the ground each time, bring your hands back down as well. One leg up, one leg just off the ground, clap, clap, go. Clap. Six, 7. So I'm counting each time I go from this position
That's 1, and then I count 1 again. So each time you do both legs is a new rep, which makes the rep count really low. 15 seconds. Notice, as I drop the leg, foot's just off the ground, bring my shoulders off the ground to clap behind the leg. And relax. Ooh, right. Next exercise then is star jumps. It's a simple exercise, but again our version of the star jump. And it's the full range of movement you're looking for, so it gets the full strain on your legs rather than it just being another jumping jack. As we've done jumping jacks already, it's doing something different. If you know your number for your jumping jacks, let's say you did 50, be prepared that this might be about 20, 25 because these are harder. There's a lot more movement that happens in the star jump than does on the jumping jacks. So it stands to reason it's going to be less, and they suck, and it's hard. Meh. 10 seconds till we start then. So let's have finished position here. I'm going to drop down to the bottom of our heels like so, and then we're going to jump back up, all the way up, like so. Up we go. Good thing about having a mat is I'm taking my feet outside the mat and back on to the centre of the mat. It's a good indicator of whether or not I'm going out wide every time I come up. As you can see now, feet go out, hands come up, and then land back again on my heels. The faster you can drop, the quicker you get more reps done. These are the two best positions you'll want to stop in. Yeah, and obviously up here. 20 seconds left though, not long to go. And last couple of seconds, and relax. So yeah, actually star jump is a lot more incorporated into the movement, a lot more range of movement than the jumping jacks we did before. And that's kind of the point. We're moving through more range of movements and learning how to do the exercise well. So when it comes to doing them, we can do them well. The next exercise then, yeah, basically the last 4 now of these 10 are difficult. So we're going to do a V-sit next. Now, depending on your body shape, body type and way you move, they're going to be slightly different, as with everything. So try to make a V shape with our legs and torso, but you're going to have to compromise some of that with your arms potentially, rather than just being a perfect V as you come up. I like to throw my hands past my knees, that gives me the momentum to bring it up. So from here, up. Once you find the balance point, you can then use that as a measurement to touch my fingers to the ground, feet are up straight, torso's in the right line. That gives you then a position in which to measure from. Obviously, when you get to here, use your arms. Throw your arms forwards as you lift your feet up. That'll get you back into this position here. That's obviously your stress position. I'm going to lower that down under control as much as possible. Just over 10 seconds left. Ooh, fantastic. So, the next exercise then is a Burton Ernie. Burton Ernie is the combination of 2 exercises together. So, we use the bottom end of that star jump position, and then from when we jump out of the star jump position, we're then going to land in a squat, rather than landing in a upright, tall standing position with our legs straight. There's two versions of this that we generally use. I don't mind which one you use. One is that you come all the way up, so you come from this down position here, you jump all the way up and then squat. Which obviously your rep range is going to be lower when you do that because it's going to take longer to do. Or you jump from here, stay low, set the squat, back down. So I'm going to do 20 seconds-ish of each one so you can see the difference. So from here, the small ones, and the squat. Heels, toes, heels, toes. So when you're looking from the side, it's like tiptoe in position, jumping up, landing in a squat. And I didn't get very tall as I come up. It doesn't need so much explosive movement to get there. Now, if you're doing these, obviously you'll still keep going, you don't have to stop when I stop. If you're doing these for the taller version, you're going to push all the way up, land, and then squat. Jump back up. Either way, your legs are really going to get hammering. Knees from the front, you're coming down like so, jumping up, land, jumping down, jump up tall, land, squat, back down. 5 seconds left. And squat. Beautiful. Legs nice and warm. So the sit-up variations, the next one is a crunch. This is probably my favourite. I'm better at this one. Another reason, not all hard, but this one I find isn't so bad. So we're just going to curl up into a ball and then push out to extension. When you push out to extension, try to extend, so come from this position here, feet off the ground, curl, and as you push out, try and bounce. So your toes get as furthest position, then pull back in. That is the most stressful position. So if you're there for the short amount of time, it's going to be easier. So if you can keep that in mind while you're doing it, this makes this a lot easier to do. So as you lower torso down, you might have to throw your arms, just up, go. And it will all depend on how low your feet are as well. If you start pushing your feet up to the sky, the momentum and coordination goes, and you'll lose it. So, as I said, it's a little bit easier. Keep your feet lower, pump your feet out, bring them back in. "20 seconds left." Really pulling in. If you have to, then you can grab the back of your legs and just come in. Oh, that's hard. So you're getting that bit of help to bring yourself in. Last 5 seconds. And relax. And so, hip flexors and core obviously gets challenged with that. Last exercise. So this is one where you really make up the numbers. You really try to push as hard as you can because you know it's the last one. And even if you're going to repeat this whole thing to try and beat your numbers that you did before, especially if you're listening to me now and you're listening to me during the exercises, I'm slowing down a little bit, so my numbers are irrelevant. That's not as hard as I can go. If you've gone as hard as you can, it's going to be really hard for you to reach those numbers. So now's your opportunity to really make up if you did or didn't make it in the last round. However, let's give it a go. So, valleys is our next exercise. Valleys means that we drop ourselves into a press position, then we fire up into what would be a squat thrust. And we just continue to do that movement. It's all very explosive, it's all very fast, it's all very breathy. So, dropping yourself down, fire up, knees in, fire back out, lower back down. And we're looking to push up into a press up, tuck into that ball, fire back out and lower back down. And the way you make up time and get more reps done is you don't lie here like I'm doing now. You push up. You don't actually get this rest position here. You're going to eventually. It's quite hard. 20 seconds left though. Give it everything you can. Come on. Keep pushing. Last 10 seconds. Another 4. Come on. And relax. So that's it. That's the 10 most obscure exercises from the Primal 4-part challenge. We'll be running soon. And this gives you the opportunity to not only practice these exercises, but also get better at the techniques and see how far you can push yourself. If you feel like you could do more now, you've got your numbers, you've got the timer, just replay the whole thing. Give it the best shot you can. See how much more you can do. If that's you smoked, fair enough. You know, if you push hard enough in the first round, maybe you don't need to do the second round. But the whole important point of that was to make it a bit more instructional and get you to find a position which you're going to work hard to. Right, good work.